Welcome, everyone, to Intensity Broadcasting for coverage of the SCSRA National Series presented by Dev Sports Cards. Tonight, these Xfinity cars will be taking on Talladega Super Speedway for 53 laps of racing action. I'm going to be your announcer for tonight, Atlee Atmanlease, and I'm excited to call all the racing action here for the Cotton State 140. This is going to be some action-packed white-knuckle super speedway racing here tonight, and all the action will be live here on Intensity Broadcasting. Drivers practicing right now, getting everything dialed in as we are preparing for qualifying. Now, this is our first cutoff race of the season. We will see 3 drivers eliminated from the playoffs after tonight's event. The question is, who will those 3 be? Here's a look at the current picture. We see the 6 drivers that are in. 3 drivers will be eliminated right now. The 6 drivers that are in include Cody Moore, Will Witt, Colin Willems, Todd Mays, Joe Wright, and Josh Hall. And then the 3 drivers below the cutoff line currently are Dave Wright, Eddie Morris, and Jeffrey Belk. Now, currently, Dave Wright is only 9 points below the cutoff line, so if he has a good race tonight and Josh Hall or another one of the drivers ahead of him don't have a great race tonight, there is still a chance for him, Eddie Morris, and Jeffrey Belk to make the next round. Now, also keep in mind, if one of those drivers, Dave Wright, Eddie Morris, or Jeffrey Belk wins, they will automatically advance to the next round, and they won't even have to worry about getting in on points. So that's kind of the goal for those 3, is to get a win tonight. Now, last race, we were at Richmond Raceway, and we saw Brian Nudie. He ended up playing spoiler. He led 14 of the 120 laps. He actually didn't lead the most laps. That title went to Cody Moore, but Brian Nudie ended up bringing it home with the win. We saw Zachary Cox. He ended up finishing 2nd. Kyle Mays took 3rd. He actually led 44, which was the 2nd most laps led out of any of the drivers. Devin Butchno finished 4th, and rounding out your top 5 is Will Witt. We did see Colin Willems. He led 2 laps, and Cody Moore led 63 laps. Now, Brian Nudie, he will not be able to make it 2 in a row here tonight, as he is not participating in tonight's event. However, he is not competing for the championship in the Xfinity Series anyway. Now, also, gotta look at the team standings. YXU Racing continues its dominance this season. They have won 7 out of the 11 races this season. Over 50%. That is a very, very good statistic right there. We see 2nd, though, Intensity Racing. They've also had a great season, still looking for their first win. That could definitely come tonight, as they have a lot of great super speedway racers on that team. Cyclone Racing currently sits 3rd. Maze Mafia 4th. Neon Racing currently runs in 5th. Now, we currently see here in practice Eddie Morris on the top of the board with a 50.26. Devin Butchno currently runs in 2nd with a 50.40. 3rd, Nick Mather with a 50.40. But lap times don't exactly matter here. The key is having teammates that are willing to work with you, and you got to be good in the draft and good racing with other cars. It's not just about your speed by yourself, which is what we're going to test here right now. Here in qualifying, drivers will get 2 laps to try to set their best possible lap time, and that lap time will determine where they start in tonight's feature event. Now, one thing you're going to see is on the first lap, a lot of drivers are going to be running on that outside wall. That's because it is the longest way around the track, and that gives them the longest amount of time to get the car wound up and build up enough speed for the 2nd lap. So you're going to see pretty much all of the drivers run their fastest lap time on lap number 2. There is one of the best super speedway drivers in this series, Joe Wright, on track right now. Derek Chaput in the number 37. Exiting the pits. We'll see what happens. The man from Pembroke, Ontario. He is not one of our playoff drivers in this series, but he is running for the championship in the Xfinity Series. So if you're a Derek Chaput fan, definitely watch out for him on Tuesday nights for the Fortuna Iron Truck Series. You got Nicholas Schrader. This is his second race in this series. He's only run one other race, which he won. So in the only race that he's run. So he's got a 100% win rate. We'll see if that continues tonight here at Talladega. I know he's going to be working together with the YXU Racing drivers, Cody Moore, Colin Willems, Nick Mather, Will Witt. And we see the first driver is on the board. That is Brett Murrell. Then we see Craig Schroeder to the top of the board. Then it is Joe Wright to the top of the board with a 54.24. Craig Schroeder then runs in second with a 54.39. Third is Brett Murrell. There's Todd Mays on track right now in the 9. Second lap for Brett Murrell. This will be the money lap for him. We see Derek Chaput in the 37. Crossing the start-finish line and completing his first lap. There's Craig Schroeder, the man from Charlotte, North Carolina. Crosses the start-finish line. He does not improve on his second lap time. That is typically not the case. We see Cody Moore gets to the top of the board with a 54.20. It'll put him 400ths ahead of second place Joe Wright. Third is currently Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence, who ran a 54.27. We see Todd Mays to the top of the board with a 54.15. That'll put him 500ths ahead of second place Cody Moore. Remember, our playoff drivers, their font is in green, while the non-playoff drivers, their font is in white. Colin Willems to third with a 54.24. Colin Willems has won the only super speedway race this season, the season opener at Daytona. So looking to try to make it 2 for 2 here in these super speedway races. So let me know in the chat who is your pick to win tonight's event. We got a lot of great options to choose from. There's Michael Rosenberger. Cody Moore, he currently runs in second. Colin Willems third. Another driver you got to watch out for is definitely the 82 machine of Joe Wright, currently fourth in qualifying. He won last season here at Talladega. That time he was not in the playoffs. This time he has a playoff spot on the line. He is currently the first driver above the cutoff line. So he's got to be on his A game here tonight. Michael Lawrence says, me LOL, JK. Hey, don't count yourself out, man. You're starting in 8th. That's in the top 10. As long as you can avoid the mess, that's the key. We see FLM underscore 54. He says Hall. Yeah, Josh Hall, always a contender here at these super speedway races. He is currently running 9th with a 54.29. That'll put him about a 10th off of first place. First through 6th, they're all less than a 10th off of first place. That shows just how tight this field is. Dave Wright still needs to qualify. One of our playoff drivers. Michael Rosenberger, he's completed both of his lap times. Looks like he's practicing his pit stop. Not a bad thing to try out because this league typically doesn't have too many cautions, so there's a chance we will have a green flag pit stop here tonight. And if so, they're going to have to go from over 150 miles per hour down to 60 miles per hour in just a couple of seconds. You don't want to lose time, but at the same time, you don't want to speed on pit road. You know, Michael Rosenberger, he's going to be working with his DBC racing teammates, David Hartney and Jeffrey Belk, who both have not turned a qualifying lap. You actually will see some drivers choose to not turn a qualifying lap just because they want to start in the back to avoid some of the mess that might be happening up front early on in tonight's race. First lap, 56.54 for Dave Wright. Lap number 2 should be the money lap for that number 84 machine. So here we go, second lap for Dave Wright. What's it going to be? Getting all the way down on that apron. 54.26. That will put him in the 8th place spot. He will have his teammate Josh Hall starting right behind him. And his teammate Eddie Morris will be starting right in front of him. So this is the exact arrangement that Intensity Racing team wanted. So that, I think, is going to do it for qualifying. So it looks like Todd Mays will start on the pole. Thing is, Todd Mays' teammates of the Mays Mafia are very, very far away from him. Bobby Mays, Kyle Mays, they both didn't start a qualifying lap. Mark Shavers is in 12th, so Todd Mays not going to have a lot of help. I think he'll be shuffled from the lead pretty quickly as some of the drivers with teammates around him get by him. We'll take a look here at the starting lineup with a 54.152. It is the Mays Mafia's Todd Mays in the number 9. Outside of him, it's YXU Racing's Cody Moore in the 52. Third, Devin Butchino, representing Neon Racing. Fourth is YXU Racing's Cullen Willems. And running at your top 5, we have Intensity Broadcasting's own Joe Wright in the 82. 6th place, it is Eddie Morris. 7th is Nicholas Trader. 8th, starting right behind his teammate, it is Dave Wright. 9th, we have Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence. And running at your top 10, it is Intensity Broadcasting Zone, Josh Hall. Then in 11th, we have Will Witt, running with YXU Racing. 12th is Mark Shavers. 13th, Brian Merle Jr., Neon Racing. 14th, we have Nick Mather. 15th, starting right behind his brother, it's Neon Racing's Brett Merle in the 11th. 16th, we have DBC Racing's Michael Rosenberger in the 3. 17th is Derek Chaput in the Neon Racing number 37. 18th is Craig Schroeder. 19th is Bobby Mays. And running at your top 20, we have the Mays Mafia's Kyle Mays in the 55. And 21st, DBC Sim Racing's Jeffrey Belk in the 54. 22nd, we have David Hartney. And rounding out your top 23, last but not least, it is Michael Provolt. Pugsley on YouTube says, let's go William Witt. Will Witt, he's going to be starting in that 11th place spot on the bottom. Not really around any of his teammates. He's going to have to make some moves and get up front quickly to get up there with the rest of his teammates. Colin Willems, Cody Moore. We'll see what happens. But Will Witt, not a bad pick. Will Witt, one of our playoff drivers. You see his name is in green. Remember, if you want to see where all of the playoff drivers are at, their names will be in green. And we see the top 10 is made up primarily of our playoff drivers. Which is interesting because we normally see at these super speedway races a lot of wild cards are up front, but no, the usual contenders running up front here tonight. Maria Bodnar Matson on Facebook says, number 11 and 74, get up front, boys. They're actually starting one in front of the other. We see Brian in the 74. He's got Brett right behind him in the 9 Casey Kane car. So those two are going to be right by each other, looking to try to draft and get up there to the front. That is definitely the arrangement that they had hoped for. And they have their teammate, Derek Chaput, starting right behind Brett. So that's perfect. Neon Racing all running with each other. The only driver that's not with them is Devin Butchino, who's going to be starting in the top 5 here tonight. Second row on the bottom. Mick Olofsson on YouTube says 35 for the win. Let's go Witt. You see Will Witt starting in the 11th place spot. One of the difficulties that he is facing, he's not really around any of his teammates. Closest teammate to him is Nick Mather, who is starting in 14th, but he's all the way on the outside while Will Witt is on the bottom. We'll see if Will Witt can get up there to any of his teammates or if he'll be left in the dust. That is going to be the key tonight. Teamwork, teamwork, teamwork. If you don't have somebody that you're working with, you are going to be in trouble. This is some of our independent racers' worst nightmares because they've got to find somebody to work with or they're going to be in trouble. Coming to the green flag. Green flag is out here at Talladega Super Speedway. The Cotton State 140 is underway. We see Todd Mays, Cody Moore both going. We see Todd Mays getting help from Devin. Cody Moore getting help from his teammate Colin Willems. And already Cody Moore in the outside lane has the nose. We see Todd Mays, Devin Butchino coming back on the bottom though. They've also got Super Speedway ace Joe Wright as the third car in line. And there we go, Cody Moore, Colin Willems, good run on the outside. Almost clear. We see Cody Moore was going to be the only one that is able to get down. I assume that he wanted to bring his teammate with him, so he stays up on that high side looking to try to get another run so that he can get both him and Colin down to the bottom. Great first lap. You see here comes Todd Mays, Devin Butchino, Joe Wright on that bottom lane. I do think Willems and Moore may have the advantage on the top just because their teammates, they're talking with each other over the radio, trying to coordinate things. And another great run on the backstretch from Moore and Willems. This time they are both able to get to the bottom, and Cody Moore is officially your leader here at Talladega Superspeedway. But watch out, 1, 2, 3 on the high side is Team Intensity. Eddie Morris, Dave Wright, Josh Hall, all up there, and you know they are coordinating stuff on the radio and the Discord and trying to make something happen behind them. They've got Mark Shavers as well, who may be of assistance. We see Eddie Morris was able to get down to the bottom. He was not able to bring his two teammates, Dave Wright, Josh Hall, with him. We see Cody Moore goes to the outside in front of Dave Wright. So now we see Cody Moore, Dave Wright working with each other. And Cody Moore and Dave getting a great run on that outside. Cody Moore saw that outside train was coming very, very quickly, took advantage of that and hopped up there. Ooh, but the bottom getting a good run. Colin Willems, Eddie Morris. We see Willems jumps up to the outside now, joining his teammate Cody Moore. This is the first time that Willems has led the train on the outside, and him and Moore getting a good run. Willems able to get clear back down to the bottom ahead of Eddie Morris. So that will leave once again Cody Moore, the leader of the outside, and Dave Wright is behind him. Right now, not a ton of cars on that outside lane. We've got 3 distinct lanes going on right now. We see some drivers trying to move up there through the middle. We do have a third lane that looks like Brian Merle Jr., Brett Merle, Jeffrey Belk, all trying to work their way up through the field. Right now, though, it seems like the bottom is definitely the most well-formed lane. Colin Willems was definitely one of the favorites in tonight's event. He won the season opener at Daytona, another super speedway. Looking to try to bring it home here tonight. Watch out for that third lane, though. See Mark Shavers goes up there and gets hooked up with Brian Merle Jr. Dave Wright goes up there. Cassie Willems on Facebook says, "Let's go Colin," and the YXU boys. Colin Willems currently leads the field. He's getting a push from Eddie Morris. Let's see where some of the other YXU racers are. Nick Mather currently running in the 5th place spot. He is the leader of that high lane. He's got teammate Cody Moore right behind him. And then we see Nicholas Trader. Where is he at? We see Will Witt currently runs in the 19th place spot, and he's got teammate Nicholas Trader right behind him. We see Morris jumps to the outside, saw that it was getting a good run, and here he comes, getting a good push from Nick Mather. We see Cody Moore jumps up to that third lane, though, leaving just those two together. Here comes Josh Hall, though, to the rescue. He sucks up to the back bumper of Nick Mather. Once again, Eddie Morris has the nose on that outside. Cody Moore right there as well, making that third lane work. See, it falls off a little bit, though. We see the bottom coming back. Todd Mays, Colin Willems on that bottom. We saw Mather gave Morris a good shove, and he is coming back on that outside. Here he comes. Watch out for that 8 machine. Continues to go back and forth between the bottom and the high lane. Both are kind of in a stalemate. And watch out for that 3rd lane. Here comes Dave Wright, Derek Chaput. Three wide for the lead here at Talladega Super Speedway. And look at this, the third lane has the nose. Dave Wright, Derek Chaput up there getting a great run. Cody Moore, Joe Wright up there as well. But we see the bottom lane fighting back. Colin Willems, Todd Mays. This is the first really, really good attempt that we have seen on that outside lane. But we see the outside lane falls off a little bit, and that gives the lead back to Willems and Todd Mays on the bottom. Here comes Eddie Morris on the outside. Him and Nick Mather. Now, one of the things that these drivers need to be careful of is water temperature. Since these drivers are drafting with each other, it restricts some airflow, and that is going to start to overheat the motor a little bit. You don't want the water temperature too hot or that motor will explode. So every so often you're going to see drivers peeking to the outside of whoever they're drafting with, trying to get as much cold air as possible. Colin Willems, Todd Mays continues to lead the field here at Talladega Super Speedway. And once again, here comes that outside and third lane. See Dave Wright there. Oh, contact. Mather, Chaput get into it. See Joe Wright up on that third lane as well. And once again, that's going to make some holes in the outside and third lane. Once again, though, here comes Eddie Morris and Nick Mather. Mike James on YouTube says 52. Let's go. Where's Cody Moore at right now? Cody Moore currently runs. Where is Cody? Cody is currently in the 20th position. He has really fallen to the back of the pack. I don't know if he just didn't like what he saw up front and sandbagged. But he is currently in the back portion of the field looking to try to get up there. Luckily, he is around two of his teammates, Nicholas Trader and Will Witt. If those three can get hooked up with each other, that front pack needs to watch out. We see 3 out of the 4 Intensity Racing Team drivers have gotten hooked up with each other on that third lane. That's Josh Hall, Dave Wright, Joe Wright. And we'll see if anybody else heads up there to join them. There we go. Here comes that third lane. Josh Hall, Dave Wright. Great run. They've got the nose here on the front stretch. Josh Hall. Look at this right here. We see Derek Chaput going up to the outside as well. We see Josh Hall is clear of Eddie Morris on the middle. Not quite clear of Colin Willems yet. Willems Mays have the nose on that bottom. Out the... Oh, and big wreck! Oh no! The entire field getting involved in that. Oh, hard into the wall, cars flipping in the air. And that will bring out the first caution of the race here at Talladega. And it's time for the Marco's Pizza. We are going to take a look at exactly what happened. Joe Wright definitely had the worst damage. We're going to take a look at exactly what happened to him. So we see Josh Hall was going down the track to try to get in front of Eddie Morris. And let's see. Let's watch his cockpit cam. So you see he was going right, and I think he just got hooked from behind by the 84 of Dave Wright. I don't know. Looks just like a racing incident to me. Just some hard super speedway racing right there. Watch this hard hit, though, for Joe Wright into the outside wall. Got some serious airtime. And the green flag the pit stops have begun. Majority of the field coming in. Todd Mays, Eddie Morris, Nick Mather, Derek Chaput. Whoever wins the race off of pit road will be in fourth, and that is Todd Mays. Then it is Nick Mather. Then it is Cheeseburger. Then it is Devin Bucciano. Then it is Josh Hall. We did see 3 drivers stay out. Colin Willems, Michael Rosenberger, and Cody Moore. Not sure about that strategy. We will see how it plays out for those 3. See Devin Bucciano on Facebook says way too close to comfort on that one. Let's take a look at that incident from Bucciano's perspective. See, so they wreck on his outside, just turns lefts and prays, and luckily didn't get any damage. Great wreck avoidance skills there for the 68 machine of Devin Bucciano. Now, I do want to talk a little bit about the track that we are racing at tonight. Talladega Super Speedway, one of NASCAR's most historic racetracks. Now, Talladega Super Speedway, it lives up to its name of all the closed-circuit motorsports facilities in the world where sanctioned NASCAR auto races are held. It is the fastest constructed by the France Families International Speedway Corporation. 10 years after Daytona, Talladega was built slightly longer at 2.66 miles and with steeper 33-degree banking, which guaranteed record-setting speeds. The pole speed for NASCAR's first race in 1969 was a stunning 199.466 miles per hour. almost 30 miles per hour faster than the Indy cars were lapping at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway at the time. In 1975, Mark Donohue set the world closed course speed record by driving a Porsche 91730 around Talladega at 221 miles per hour. Donohue's world record stood for 4 years before finally being broken at Italy's 7.5-mile Nardo high-speed test facility. Rule changes in 1987 meant that Bill Elliott's 212-mile-per-hour lap will likely stand forever as the qualifying record at Talladega and for NASCAR. Talladega Superspeedway is still the fastest track on the schedule. It holds the record for the fastest 500-mile stock car race at 188 miles per hour. Mark Martin's winning speed in May of 1997 and produces exciting fender-to-fender racing every year. Talladega holds the record for most leaders in a 500-mile race and most lead changes as well. But on the last lap, don't ever bet against a driver named Earnhardt. Dale Sr. had 10 NASCAR Cup Series victories, and Dale Jr. had 4 straight wins during the 2002-2003 season. Talladega Superspeedway hosts a variety of stock car racing events every year, and competing in high-speed packs at Talladega has proven to be challenging and exciting for iRacers and real-life racers alike. Talladega, definitely my favorite superspeedway compared to Daytona. Always has more action-packed racing, and we have certainly seen that here tonight. So here we go, getting ready to go back green. Colin Willems restarting on the bottom. Michael Rosenberger restarting on the top behind them. Cody Moore, Todd Mays. Watch out for that bottom lane. We've got 1, 2, 3 Waxy Racing drivers. Colin Willems, Cody Moore, Nick Mather. It's going to be difficult to get by those 3. And green flag back out here at Talladega. There you see Colin Willems taking off, and he's got his teammate Cody Moore right behind him. That may be a disadvantage for Colin Willems, though, since he has a big gap over the field, because that is going to allow everybody else to get a big run on him, and when the time comes, it's going to be hard to defend that run. Colin Willems looking to go 2 for 2 for super speedway races this season. And right now, it is looking like there's a chance. As I say that, we see Cody Moore goes to the outside. Doesn't have much help up there, though. There we go. We see Michael Rosenberger gets up to him. And Will Witt starting the 3rd lane once again. Cody Moore goes up there to be with his teammate. Colin Willems taking a peek up there. Doesn't make the move, though. Right now, bottom looking pretty strong with 2 teammates working together with each other. Colin Willems, Nick Mather. It is going to be hard to beat those 2. That bottom is rolling right now, and they're definitely the most well-formed lane, and they have the most cars, which definitely makes a big difference. Mark Shavers just ran the fastest lap time of the race so far with a 50.46. Although he isn't up front, he is one of the farther back cars in that bottom lane, and that can make a difference. The farther back you are in the draft, the faster you are going to be than everybody in front of you. Colin Willems continues to do very, very well on that bottom, and a lot of the credit goes to Nick Mather. Since the restart, watch out, Michael Rosenberger just ran his personal best lap time. Him and teammate Jeffrey Belk are coming on that outside. Watch out. Derek Chaput, Bobby Mays, Kyle Mays, Cody Moore, Will Witt, all up there as well. As I say that, Bobby Mays, Kyle Mays go up there to the third lane trying to make something happen up there. And with the top getting a little bit disorganized, that's going to give a big run to the bottom. Another good run on that outside for Michael Rosenberger and Jeffrey Belk. Remember, those two are teammates, so they're probably discussing everything on the team Discord channel, strategizing. Again, it always helps to have teammates running with you here at these super speedway races. Colin Willems in trouble as once again another good run for the outside. Michael Rosenberger, Jeffrey Belk. Jeffrey Belk, he had to start tonight's race with an EOL penalty after an incident that happened last week at Richmond, so he had his work cut out from him, working his way up to the field. Looks like that outside lane has fallen off a little bit. Not many people up there. Only 3 drivers. See Michael Provolt going all the way down on the apron, saying, I don't know if he just doesn't like the look of what's going on up front and he just wants to drop out, but here we see Michael Provolt. Uh-oh, watch out for that third lane. Bobby Mays, Will Witt, Brian Merle Jr., they are coming. Right now, they're the middle, looking pretty fast. Jeffrey Belk, Michael Rosenberger, and one advantage that they have is they're getting side draft from not one side, but 2 sides, because they are 3 wide with the bottom and the top. So that is a lot of side draft. Once again, the top getting a little bit fizzled out. And we are now halfway through this thing here at Talladega Superspeedway. 70 miles have been completed. And we are actually going to turn up the volume and pump up the intensity here. We'll get to see the sights and hear the sounds of the racetrack. Here we go. that is going to do it for Pump Up the Intensity. Hopefully you enjoyed us turning up the volume. We are back now to the racing action. We saw Dave Wright. He made an unscheduled pit stop. I am not sure what he did on pit lane. So it looks like he actually had damage, so he came in and took a fast repair. That's what that 84 did, but he ended up going a lap down in the process. So Dave, he's going to be trying to make that lap back here. Get that lap back. Colin Willems continues to lead the field. We've got 25 laps to go here at Talladega Speedway. Now it's the time to thank the series sponsor, Dev Sports Cards, for all of their support. Dev Sports Cards was established in 2013 by SCSRA driver and Neon Racing team owner Devin Buccino. Dev Sports Cards specializes in all your sports cards and gaming cards needs, from football, baseball, and basketball cards to Pokemon. Dev Sports Cards sells it all. On their eBay store, you can find a wide variety of items, from high-end sports cards to their weekly 99-cent starting bid 7-day auctions. Don't have time to sell your own cards? Reach out to Devin and ask about his consignment service. Simply package them up, ship them out, and Devin will get them listed, sold, and then you get paid. Dev Sports Cards can be found on eBay. And as I'm saying that, green flag pit stops is underway. We see all three YXU Racing drivers coming in. Cody Moore, Colin Willems, Nick Mather, Will Witt, and Nicholas Trader all making their way onto pit road. So YXU Racing will start the green flag pit stop cycle. So this will give the lead now to Jeffrey Belk. He's getting a push from Kyle Mays. Question is, who will be the next team that makes their way onto pit road? Looks like something happened to Cody Moore. I don't know if he was caught speeding on pit road, but he has spent an awful long time on pit road. See Michael Rosenberger into the pits now. Looks like none of his other DBC sim racing teammates came in with him. I don't think that's going to end up well now that Michael Rosenberger just came in all by himself. He won't have anybody to draft with to catch back up to the field. I don't know. We'll see how it works out for Michael Rosenberger. He won't have David Hartney or Jeffrey Belk anywhere near him. David Hartney isn't even in the race tonight. Jeffrey Belk, he is currently up front. We see Michael Cheeseburger. He got a good run on that outside lane, was able to get ahead of Jeffrey Belk. We see Todd Mays and the other Mays Mafia member, Bobby Mays, getting a good run on that outside. Oh, and we see another member of the Mays Mafia, Mark Shavers. He is up there as well. So teammates working together up on that high side. We'll see how it goes. Looks like your leaders are coming up on some lap cars. That is Nick Mather in the 16 machine. Somehow got separated from his teammates and is running all by himself. That is not what Nick Mather wants to see, as these leaders will come up on him pretty quickly unless he finds himself a drafting partner. Todd Mays, Bobby Mays, Mark Shaver still running well up on that high side, trying to get a good run. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here as your leaders come up on Nick Mather. Anyways, like I was saying, though, check out Dev Sports Cards on eBay, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. They are a proud sponsor of the SCSRA series and Intensity Broadcasting, so go show Dev Sports Cards some support. and help support a supporter of the league. I just use the word support a lot. So you're now pretty much single file here at Talladega. Still have a lot of drivers that need to make a green flag pit stop. Will Witt, currently the highest driver that has made a green flag pit stop, running with his YXU teammates Nick Trader and Colin Willems. Question is, how long are all these leaders going to be able to make it before they need to come in? Two out of the top five are looking for good races tonight. Jeffrey Belk in second, Todd Mays in third. Both of them are playoff drivers, and if they have a good top five run tonight, both of them will advance to the next round. And a win will definitely help as well. So far, nobody is locked in with a win because Brian Nudie won, and Brian Nudie is not competing for the championship in this series. Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence leads, though, and if he wins, he will be playing spoiler tonight. And this will be the first round that I think in SCSRA history where in both races, or I think last season there was 3 races per round, a non-playoff driver won every single one. And let's do a little playoff driver check-in, see where all of our playoff drivers are currently running. We see Jeffrey Belk is the highest running playoff driver right now. He is in second. Todd Mays currently is in third. Then we have to go all the way down to 12th for our next playoff driver, and that is Joe Wright. 13th is Eddie Morris. Then you got to go to 15th to find our next playoff driver. That's Josh Hall. 17th is Colin Willems. 18th is Will Witt. 21st we have Cody Moore, and then 22nd is Dave Wright. So really, so far, only 2 playoff drivers have had a good race, or are having a good race right now, and that is Jeffrey Belk and Todd Mays. And Joe Wright not doing too bad either, as he is also in this main pack. But Eddie Morris and On Back are not running with this main pack, so they're at a bit of a disadvantage. And there we go. We got a lot of drivers coming into the pits this time by Todd Mays, Kyle Mays, Bobby Mays, Derek Chaput, Devin Butchino, Mark Shavers, Brian Merle Jr., Craig Schroeder, Michael Provolt. So pretty much all of the Mays Mafia, all of Neon Racing coming in this time by. So that will just leave Michael Lawrence, Jeffrey Belk as your top 2. They're all running with each other. And then we see the next pack, Joe Wright, Nick Mather, and Michael Rosenberger. Rosenberger and Mather are down a lap, however. Keep that in mind. There we go. We see Cheeseburger, Jeffrey Belk both coming in this time by. See if any of the other 2 pedals, 1 clutch or DBC sim racing drivers come in. I know Rosenberger has already come in. Provolt came in. So that will leave Joe Wright up front, and he's got Nick Mather right by him. But they're side by side. You would think If they want to stay out front, they would be drafting with each other, but no, they're side by side. I don't know if Joe is intentionally letting Mather by. Oh, this is actually the battle to who is going to be on the lead lap. So Nick Mather trying to get his lap back. This time by Joe Wright coming in, so this will give the lap back to Nick Mather. And I think we should see Eddie Morris, Josh Hall, and Dave Wright come in as well this time by. No, Eddie Morris, Josh Hall both continue to stay out. They are running with Brett Merle in a 3-car pack. These 3 are really the last 3 that need to make a green flag pit stop, if I am not mistaken. Yes. We see Michael Provo just ran the fastest lap time of the race with a 50.42. Currently in a draft with Craig Schroeder. Now remember to make sure to check out the Intensity Broadcasting store. There you can find shirts, hats, mugs, stickers, mouse pads, and so much more from your favorite broadcaster. Also, I run in real life, and all of my real life racing merch is on there as well. And you can also find some auto racing novelty t-shirts and the league collections. Especially make sure to check out the SCSRA collection and purchase SCSRA bubble free stickers, photo paper posters, or an SCSRA t-shirt. And also, make sure to check out our driver collections if you run in real life and you want to get some merchandise made to give out to fans or just to wear around the track. Definitely consider contacting us. Your merchandise will be on our site, and we can create anything you want. We can create shirts, hats, mugs, tank tops, beanies, jackets, polo shirts, anything you want with your logos. We'll design it all, and it's a good way to get your merchandise out there so people all around the world can purchase it just from our website, get it shipped right to their door. You don't have to make any deliveries or anything. So just make sure to contact us at Intensity Broadcasting if you're interested in us making some merchandise for your real life racing. We'd be happy to do that for you. Dave Wright ran the first ever 49 in tonight's event, 49.98. He is currently drafting with his brother Joe on that outside. We see Michael Rosenberger has caught this lead pack. 10 laps to go. And the question is, how long is Eddie Morris, Brett Merle, Josh Hall willing to stay out? And I don't know. They might be able to make it all the way. They came in at lap 15, and then they came in again to top off on fuel. So I don't know when they came in and topped off if they were good to go for the rest of the race. We shall see. Another thing you always got to watch out for is that late race caution. We'll see if that happens here tonight, or we might be able to just go the rest of the way. Green flag. As you can see, nobody's trying to pass each other because everybody knows that these 4 need to be in a line together if they want to stay ahead of this big pack that's coming up on them. Right now, the leader of the big pack is Derek Chaput. And they're gaining on your top 3 very, very quickly. Josh Hall, Eddie Morris, and Brett Merle all coming in this time by. Will they be able to go in and go out and still keep the lead? That is the question. I do not think so. Colin Williams, and we're wrecking Dave Wright! A few others getting involved. Caution flag is out. And like I said, gotta watch out for that late race caution. We are seeing that come into play here tonight. It is now time for the Marco's Pizza. If you're considering having a pizza night or ordering some pizza, Marco's is definitely the way to go. High quality. Marco's is definitely my favorite pizza joint if I'm getting pizza. Get delivery, takeout. Some locations offer curbside pickup. Whatever you want to go with, Marco's Pizza is the way to go. Now, Dave Wright's bad race continues to get worse. And sorry, that was in fast motion. There we go. Ooh, looks like Nicholas Trader comes down on him on the front stretch, sending Dave Wright down the track into Cheeseburger. Comes back up the track into the outside wall. Gets it into his brother Joe. Craig Schroeder gets involved. Michael Provolt getting some damage. I believe Dave Wright's championship hopes have been ruined here tonight. He was already below the cutoff, and he is currently in last place. So not looking too good for him. Another driver it is not looking too good for is Cody Moore. I don't know. He might be able to keep it in, but he's also having a rough race. So is Joe Wright, who is right on the verge of getting eliminated. Here we go. We're going to have a shootout for the win here at Talladega Superspeedway. I don't know how many laps, but it is going to be a shootout. So after what you've seen throughout tonight's event, let me know who do you think is going to bring it home with the win tonight. This has been a great race so far. A lot of action-packed racing action. We did see a long green flag run, some pit strategy come into play. Now it is going to be down to the wire. Colin Williams, your leader, he won at Daytona for the season opener. Proved himself as one of the best super speedway racers in this series. And he continues to prove that here tonight at Talladega. He has been up front for a lot of tonight's event, looking to try to finish it out and bring home the win here tonight. Can't count out his teammate Will Witt, who currently runs in second. And also we see Derek Chaput, Jeffrey Belk, Devin Butchno. Watch out, though, also for Joe Wright, who actually, he just mainly disconnected. Never mind. I was about to say, watch out, he might work his way from the back, but nope, that is not happening. He is done. Intensity Racing Team, very, very rough race tonight. Only bright spot really has been Eddie Morris and Josh Hall. So here we go. Green flag is getting ready to come back out. And Colin Williams is actually going to elect to restart on the outside, so he will have his teammate Will Witt starting below him. Then it is Jeffrey Belk, Derek Chaput. And actually, Derek is going to be right ahead of his teammate Devin Bucciano, so you know that those two are going to be looking to work with each other. Here we go. What is going to happen here? A 5-lap shootout to see who not only wins this race, but who will move on to the next round here in the playoffs. Not only a win on the line, but a chance at the championship on the line as well. I do think Joe Wright, Dave Wright are eliminated from championship contention. We're going to see who the last driver is that will get eliminated. There's one more driver that is in this race that has a chance at getting eliminated. So all of the playoff drivers need to be on their A game, especially Cody Moore, Josh Hall, and Eddie Morris, who were in the back half of the field. Green flag is back out there. We see Colin Williams taking off outside lane, getting a good jump. We see Colin Williams goes down to the bottom and gets in line with his teammate Will Witt. The outside lane, we see Jeffrey Belk, Todd Mays working with each other. And we'll see if anybody else heads up there. Colin Williams goes up to the outside, blocking Jeffrey Belk. Belk makes it 3 wide. Look at that, Jeffrey Belk with the nose. He has no help, though. He's able to get down. Oh, no, he goes across the nose of Will Witt. Big wreck. Lots of drivers getting involved. We're going to have a green-white checkered finish here at Talladega. Wow. That was all a blur. That all happened so fast. Going to need to watch the Marco's Pizza Wreckage Rewind to see exactly what happened. So we saw Jeffrey Belk. He had made it 3 wide with Colin Williams, Will Witt. And it looks like he gets a good enough run where he thinks he is clear of Will Witt and he can go down and he will be ahead of him. As you can see, no, he is not clear. He will slide across the nose of Will Witt. But in the car, I think he just thought he was clear. Slides across the nose of Witt. And that is how that whole incident started. So that is unfortunate for Jeffrey Belk. So right now, with how it's looking, I think he will be the last driver that gets eliminated. So right now it's looking like Jeffrey Belk, Joe Wright, Dave Wright get eliminated from championship contention and are the first 3 to be eliminated. That is right now what it's looking like. See Mark Shavers, Josh Hall, Craig Schroeder coming in. I think those 3 had some damage from the most recent incident. Oh yeah, Josh Hall's entire nose is off the car. Mark Shavers definitely had some damage. Craig Schroeder has some damage. just make sure to give this stream a like on Facebook and YouTube, as it helps with the algorithm, and it helps support us and gives exposure to the league, the sponsors, the drivers, and iRacing as a game. Because I know some racing fans may not know about iRacing. Definitely, if you are into auto racing or cars, iRacing is definitely the simulator to get. It's got 80 plus cars, 80 plus tracks that you can race on. All of them are real life cars and real life tracks, only really one fantasy track, so you could potentially race at your local short track on the game. For example, Langley Speedway, 30 minutes away from me. I can race at Langley Speedway on iRacing, and it's absolutely incredible because iRacing pays so much attention to detail, and it's crazy how realistic everything is. So iRacing, definitely got to check it out if you are a racing fan. And they don't just have NASCAR, as some of you may think. They've also got IMSA cars, Indy cars. They just added Formula One cars. And can't forget you World of Outlaws people. They've got World of Outlaws sprint cars, midgets. Oh, they even have Pro 4 light stadium trucks that you can race on dirt road courses. I mean, iRacing literally has it all. And you can also join great leagues that people have started, and you can make awesome people. And definitely, we are nearing the end of the season. If you are looking for a good NASCAR league, the SCSRA is definitely the way to go. They have an Xfinity, a truck series, an Xfinity and a truck series, and it's always great racing, and it's a great group of drivers in this league. So if you're interested in ever joining SCSRA, just say in the chat that you're interested, and I can send you the Discord link, and you can get everything signed up. Also, check them out on Facebook as well to get more information. They also have a virtual super truck series, and they're also going to be doing some endurance racing as well very soon. Just make sure to go check that out. It's a fun time here at SCSRA, and you can be a part of the action that you have been watching here tonight. Here we go. Green, white, checkered. The name is exactly as it suggests. The first flag will be the green flag on the restart. Drivers will make one circuit around the track, and then the next time by they cross the start-finish line, that will be the white flag. They'll make one more lap around the track, and then the checkered flag will wave, and that will conclude the race. Now, if we don't make it to 1 to go, we will have another attempt. But if the leader can make it to 1 to go and there isn't a wreck, the next flag will end the race. So pace car making that hard left turn onto pit road. Colin Williams will control this restart. Green flag back out here at Talladega Super Speedway. There you see Colin Williams taking off. And he is able to get down to the bottom ahead of his teammate Colin Williams. We see Derek Chaput. And Todd Mays goes up to the high side. He is now the leader of the high side. He is getting a push from Chaput. Colin Williams will win, though, holding their own on that bottom. Todd Mays, though, Derek Chaput getting a great run in that middle lane. Can Todd Mays get clear? That is the question. No, we see Colin Willems, Michael Provolt coming back on the bottom. Side by side, here comes Todd Mays, Derek Chaput. We cross the line, 1 lap to go. Next flag will end the race. Todd Mays, great run. Can he get down to the bottom? He does. They're wrecking on the outside. Devin Butchino, a few others getting involved. Willems on the back bumper of Todd Mays. We see Will Witt, Cody Moore go to the outside. Can they make something happen? They're going to need like one more driver. Will Bobby Mays go up there? Remember, there's this long front stretch. Colin Willems trying to get up there. He cannot. He splits everything up. Oh, and they go. Bobby Mays, Colin Willems. And Todd Mays gets the win here at Talladega Super Speedway. Will Witt will take the second place spot. Derek Chaput finishes third. And it looks like right now, Dave Wright, Joe Wright, and Jeffrey Belk will get eliminated and will not advance to the next round. That is the unofficial playoffs. Anything can still happen, but right now that's how it's looking. Wow, what a finish. The man from Soddy Daisy, Tennessee gets his first win of the season here tonight. I know everyone from the Volunteer State celebrating as their home state driver brings home the victory. We see Mick Olofsson says, get her done with. A good runner-up finish for Will Witt. He should advance to the next round, and he remains in contention for the championship. What a race win for Todd Mays. Wow. And he will automatically advance to the next round. He remains in contention for this championship. We are getting ready for some driver interviews. Starting off, we are going to be pulling in Pembroke, Ontario, Canada's Derek Chaput and the number 37 Dev Sports Cards machine. Derek, this is out in the broadcast room. Do you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
Awesome. Great to have you in the booth tonight. I believe this is the first time we have interviewed this season, and what a race for you tonight here at Talladega. I know you started in the back portion of the pack in 17th, but you quickly worked your way up to the field. We did see you were running on that third lane for a lot of tonight's event with Joe and Dave and all of the Intensity drivers. Then we saw that caution flag came out. You came in, and then running about the front of the pack during that little green flag run, and you came in when that big pack of cars came in. You were leading that pack, and after that we saw that late race caution come out, and that green-white checkered. You restarted in the third place spot, and you were just in the right place at the right time through all of that sequence. You were able to get through the mess. You couldn't quite get up there to Todd or Will, but still, great race for you tonight. Top 3. What was your take on tonight's event?
Yeah, it was great for sure. Like you said, we were running the top line there for a little bit. It was kind of hard. It's hard to keep everything tight up there and keep your line smooth. And we were running up there, and that's when the caution came out with the Intensity guys. I kind of grouped up with Neon there after that. We kept the team together. We tried to do what we could to stay up front. Worked out pretty good, and like you say, at the end, I couldn't quite catch the leaders, but I think we did pretty good.
Now, super speedway racing, always very, very difficult. So what was the key for your success here tonight? What do you think?
I think the biggest thing tonight was probably just some patience. I know a lot of guys were trying to get into it with the playoff points, trying to get what they could, and I think the best thing was just to wait it out, and it worked out in the end.
Now I know you are not competing for the championships. Are you still in the playoffs for the Truck Series?
I am still in for the trucks, yeah.
Well, good luck running for the championship in that series. Hopefully you can bring it home. But before we let you go, is there any sponsors or shout-outs?
Yeah, for sure. I got to thank Neon Racing, you guys at Intensity Broadcasting. Got to thank Dev Sports Cards, McKinley Barbershop, and Valley Automotive. And yeah, just everybody for having a great season as always.
Awesome. Well, again, congratulations on the podium finish here tonight, Derek. Have a great rest of your night.
You too. Thanks, Atlee.
Yep, no problem. All right, we are now going to pull in your second place finisher from Wisconsin Dells, Wisconsin. He has 2 wins this season. It is Will Witt. Or excuse me, he has 1 win this season. He won at Eldora. Will, this is Atlee in the broadcasting room. Do you have a copy?
Loud and clear.
Awesome. Well, great run for you tonight. I know you started in the top portion of the field. You were pretty far back from Cody and Colin, so you had to work your way up there to them, and just like everybody else, you came in when that first caution flag came out, and then we saw you and your YXU teammates tried the short pinning strategy. You were the first team to come in, and we saw Mather got separated, but you, Cody, and Trader and Willems were working together with each other. And then after that, we saw that caution flag came out. You and Willems were 1-2 on both of those restarts, and Willems started on the outside. He was able to get a good run and got by you. But then we saw you and Cody went to the outside on that last lap, and Colin got caught up in one of the wrecks, but you and Cody kept going, and you were able to get ahead a little, but you couldn't. Well, you had Todd Mays in front of you as he went up to the outside lane. You couldn't quite get by him, but still, great run tonight. I mean, what was your take on tonight's event?
Yeah, it was a bit of an up and down race. I got to apologize to Colin for that last lap there. That was kind of dumb of me. We just kind of needed a top, solid finish, top 5 to get us to the next round, and we were saying we're just going to take it easy. Well, that kind of went out the window on that last lap there, but yeah, I got stuck in the back early on, and there was a lot of cars moving around. I figured I'd just try to stay out of everything while I get caught up in that first caution. But then, yeah, after those green flag stops, I just came in with my teammates. I'm like, I know I can't make it to the end. They can't make it to the end either on fuel, so I'll just come in with them, get as many cars together. Yeah, unfortunately, we lost Mather. He wasn't able to keep up, but yeah, we were hauling. We didn't really want to see that last caution come out, but it did. Things happen, but then it was just, yeah, we just needed a solid finish, and unfortunately, Colin got taken out by Bobby, but he still got a decent finish, and he'll move on to the next round.
So what do you think you maybe could have done differently that changed the result in tonight's event?
Oh, if I would have just stayed behind Colin coming out of the final turn, I think I could have pushed him past Todd. Instead of trying to go for the win myself, but it was kind of a last-minute call on his deal, and it was kind of a last-minute call on my deal. I'm like, I'll just try, but unfortunately, kind of backfired for him. But either way, I think we're all safe. We're moving on to the next round, so that's good.
Now, before we let you go, is there any sponsors or shout-outs?
Oh, for sure. Got to thank my teammates, YXU teammates. They're all great, man. We work together really well, and that helps a ton at Super Speedway series, or Super Speedway races especially. Shout out Falcon Graphics for making the sick paint scheme I run each and every week. I think I got a coworker running. I know Mick's watching. I know Mick's watching tonight. My dad, I got to shout him out. He's watching. And then obviously you up in the booth. You do a great job week in and week out.
Well, appreciate the kind words, Will. Again, congratulations on a run finish tonight, and good luck in the next round.
Hey, thanks, man. Hopefully we'll be talking to you again next week.
We shall see, hopefully. And now it is time to pull in your winner. First win of the season, the man from Soddy Daisy, Tennessee, Volunteer State. Get on your feet for Todd Mays. Todd, this is Atlee in the broadcasting room. Do you have a copy?
I do, Atlee.
Awesome. Well, it's good to have you in the booth here tonight. Winner, first win of the season here at Talladega Super Speedway. And you started in first, finished in first. I know you started on that pole and you were running up front for a lot of tonight's event. We saw that first caution flag ended up coming out, and you came in just like everybody else. And after that, after running around for a little bit, you came in with a lot of the Maze Mafia and Neon Racing. And after that, it was just getting back up to the front. And we saw that late race caution ended up coming out, and you were just patient there and just let everything happen. We saw you jumped up to that outside on the last lap and got ahead of Witt and Cody Moore, and everything else played out. We saw some drivers get into it. You were able to just keep that lead all the way to the finish line and got your first win of the season. How does it feel, Todd?
It feels fantastic, I'll tell you that. It couldn't have come at a better time.
Yeah, I know you were competing for the championship.
I was, and I had a lot of help. I think Chaput gave me some push, and right there toward the end, and Colin pushed me, and then Bobby picked me up right there and got me across the line, pushed me, gave me a big push, and in this kind of racing, you can't do it without that kind of help. And I had the right help at the right time, and I appreciate them all.
So do you consider the right help at the right time, you think, is that the main reason why you won tonight?
Well, I like super speedway racing. I mean, it's my favorite of all the tracks we run. I like this, and I do run it a lot. So I don't think I'm a professional or anything like that, but I consider myself decent. So I try to keep my nose clean, stay out of trouble, and be there at the end.
Yeah, that's exactly the mentality that I was trying to go for, and that's the key. I mean, if you want to finish first you have to finish, and that's exactly what you did here tonight at Talladega. Now, before I let you go, is there any sponsors or shout-outs?
I'd just like to thank the Maze Mafia for being there behind me and helping me out. And you guys, y'all do a fantastic job on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and just thank my wife too for letting me do this.
Awesome. Well, again, congratulations on your first win of the season, and that will mean that you will advance to the next round. So good luck as you continue to contend for this championship.
Thanks, Atlee.
Yep, have a great rest of your night.
You too.
That will do it for tonight's event. One more time, congratulations to Todd Mays on getting his first win of the season. Now, thank you to, first of all, Dev Sports Cards as the series sponsor. Make sure to check them out on eBay, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and go support them. And I want to thank everyone who tuned in. And also, as always, we need to thank the league admins, Eddie Morris, Michael Provolt, Sylvan Seguin, Brian Nudie, for all that they do for this league. A lot goes on behind the scenes that a lot of people don't realize, and they are all kind of running the show, so thank you to all of them. We also have to thank everyone who tuned in to watch the broadcast tonight. Without you all, the show wouldn't be able to go on, so make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, because it would be greatly appreciated. We're trying to reach our goals of 2,500 followers on Facebook, 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and 1,000 followers on Twitch. Check out our Twitter, Intensity Broad 1. We're always dropping polls and interacting with our viewers on there. And also make sure to check out our merchandise store, IntensityBroadcasting.com. There you can find all of our Intensity Broadcasting merchandise. You can also find auto racing novelty t-shirts, my real life racing merchandise, our league collections. Especially make sure to check out the SCSRA collection, where you can find SCSRA stickers, shirts, and photo paper posters. And also, if you are a real life racer and are interested in getting some merchandise made, feel free to contact us, and we can have shirts, hats, beanies, jackets, and polo shirts, and anything else you want made, done for you, just contact us, and everything will be displayed on your website so you can have fans and loved ones purchase everything, and it gets shipped right to their door. I'm Atlee Atman-Weason on behalf of the entire Intensity Broadcasting team. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Over and out.